Okay, yeah. So I know I'm going over the leadership ladder again, but I love this thing. I wish I had it when I first started, because I love how it breaks everything down to things beyond rank, to benchmarks beyond rank. And I started focusing on it last year, and they harped on it so much at the New Leader Conference. They talked about it over and over again, not just for us as leaders that were there, but for our team, for our rising leaders that you want to, duplicate diamonds and have your own star diamonds. And they're like, you need to look at this to really build something solid. And they gave us some stats. Let me go grab them. They gave us some stats about how diamonds who dropped rank, only 1% of them were team leaders. So only 1% of them had hit all the benchmarks for team leader. That's $1,000 a month, Success Club 5 themselves, being a diamond rank, having 4 coaches have at least 1 point on the board, and have 5,000 in team volume on their week leg. That's for the entire month, you guys. Only 1% of them dropped. That's an incredible number. And the ones that did drop, that were 35% that weren't team leader. So you can see how that number is huge compared to only 1% dropping that were team leader. And beyond that, the diamonds that advanced, 53% of them were team leaders. So that's another thing, like only 1% dropped and 53% of them advanced forward. And that just shows you that these benchmarks, like I said, go beyond rank, and it helps you create solid growth, solid business. And if that's what you're looking for, you're in it for the long run. Our marathon coaches that are like this, I'm a lifer, I'm using this to really advance my life, my family, my future, then you want to look at the leadership ladder and really go in depth. It's really not too complicated. It's just going for all these benchmarks and hitting them in a month's time. Now, that being said, once you hit diamond, it's not going to you don't have to say, okay, I'm diamond, I have to be team leader at the same time. It doesn't always happen like that. You'll hit diamond, and then you'll still be pushing for having 4 coaches with points on the board, building that income to $1,000 a month. You should be hitting Success Club already at the diamond. That's pretty much what got you there, is helping people change their lives. So it's just working on those other benchmarks and getting to that point. But it's really good to have this in the forefront of your mind and know what you're shooting for, because that's when the growth happens and the growth comes in and the growth stays and continues. So I wanted to just bring that up again, because they really did harp on it at NLC, and I totally see why. And it's something that once I started focusing on more, it really helped me as well. So all my new coaches, I'm going to have them dive into this. So I hope that you'll do the same thing, learn more about it so you can go over it with your coaches, because really any goal that you want to reach, whether it's helping people, whether it's income, whether it's anything, this helps you reach every single one. That being said, I want to go into the placement strategy right away, because I want to keep this short so that I can help you with answering questions that you have about it. So I'm going to go to my graphical technology. Now, I want to give a disclaimer. I'm just going to go over kind of the blanket strategy of how to place coaches. When you are going for Emerald and you're kind of building up to Diamond, I'm all about the far and wide method. And that means not putting coaches in here. When you're placing, you're always going to want to go to the outside legs out here. If you place in here, this coach really has to build their entire downline on their own. If they're over here on, which you still have to do, but I'm saying income or volume wise, but if you place them on the far and wide, they are going to have help from coaches above them that are also placing down there. They'll have a great strong leg. They can build their inside leg and go from there. But far and wide is the method. So say you're ready to place somebody, what you'll do for preferred placement is you'll go here, say bottom left. You will click this little guy right here, and it'll say you want to change your preferred placement. You'll say okay, and it'll show up red. So your next person that signs up will go right here. Remember, far and wide, not inside, but outside. I'm going to go back because I want mine on the right. But once you do that, like I said, it keeps them in a good place, a good spot, so that they're getting help from coaches that are placing above them underneath them. So far and wide method. But again, as you're building to emerald and diamond, you're going to want to just do the back and forth method where you are going left, right, left, right. And what this does is it creates this kind of, not blanket, buffer, so that you have emeralds building on both sides. You have, you know, later diamonds building on both sides for star diamond, and you're not stuck with like one heavy recruited leg and one leg that's weak. And then once you get to diamond, that's when it gets to be more specific. So where you'll want to go to your upline and say, hey, can you take a look at my downline and see where I should place this business builder that I have? And they'll see like, okay, you have 3 emeralds on this leg and 1 over here. So put that business builder on that side. And so you'll have another emerald buffer on that side. So that's where it gets more complicated, but still totally doable. So don't stress about it. Really just talk to your upline. You know, you can talk to me and we'll take a look at your downline and see how it's specific for you. But really, it's not until diamond status where you're like, okay, now I got to really be strategic about where I place future diamonds. But even then, you can keep going back and forth because you'll still be getting business builders, you know, back to back or however that works for you. But like I said, it's specific, so don't stress too much about that. Just make it case by case. And that's still to this day what I do. Even with the second business center, I think, you know, do I want to put them here, there, and I work through it. So don't stress about it. Don't make it something where you sit for too long on it. You have 5 days to switch someone. And what you'll do is you'll just send an email when you go to contact down at the bottom, and you'll go to contact us. You'll send them an email and you'll say, hey, I want to move Megan Drain, give them a coach ID number. I sometimes, you know, give them their email as well to make it more specific. I want to move Megan Drain to my bottom outer right leg. And they'll do that for you. So don't stress about that. If you didn't put your preferred placement or had 2 or more coaches sign up at the same time, you can move them to exactly where they need to go within 5 days. After that, they're stuck where they are. So make sure that you're checking placement as coaches are signing up to make sure you can avoid that. And things can switch, you guys. You'll start with a strong leg. You'll start with a weak leg, and those things can flip. So I don't want you to stress about, you know, that you have a strong leg and you're trying to build your weak leg, and, you know, those things can flip, which is an awesome thing to happen. If your weak leg flips into your strong leg, that means your team that you're building all on your own, that leg is having immense growth compared to your strong leg that's getting help from coaches above you. So that's a really cool thing. So that's why I say to build evenly at first, because you never know if it'll flip. And then once you get to case by case, you can change it up and talk to your upline before placing business builders and coaches like that. So I wanted to give you the simple message. I wanted to give you, let me go back to this slide. Another business strategy that is super important to think of early on in your business. And that is spouse placement or even family member placement. I have my dad up above really high because I want to eventually build his business so that my parents don't have to worry about income, and they're missionaries. So I'd rather them not have to be stressed about support. They have it coming in. And can not have that worry. So, but I wanted to share with you the placement and how it works. And it's really a business strategy, and it's something that I encourage all my up and coming emeralds to do, because it places your spouse high up on your leg, on your downline, and it grows their strong leg. So when you're ready to build, and you'll see in this picture, you're able to cap them out at team volume, and that's extra income for you, and I'll share that with you. So this is you, and you're trying to get to emerald. You'll want to place your spouse on your weak leg. Like I said, you'll start with a strong leg, depending on where you're placed in your upline's downline. So if your upline is on a left side and you're placed on the left side, then that will most likely be your strong leg. But you can always talk to your downline and ask her to look at your legs and see where your strong leg is before you place, so that you're confident in that. Either way, if it switches, it's okay, but it's just good to have them start out on your weak leg, and that's exactly where my dad is. And what happens is, when you start to build, or when you have your second business center, when you get to 2-star, you're able to place your second business center, which is just like another you. It's like starting as a brand new coach again, yourself, and you put them on their weak leg. And what that does is, as you build your second business center, like another you, as you build it to emerald, as you build it to diamond, as you build a whole nother incredible dynasty underneath you, you have his weak leg building, her weak leg building. And what that does is, if you build them to emerald, maybe you built them to emerald to get you to diamond rank, then they can cap out at $250 a week every week. And what that does is, that's an extra $1,000 a month. Your spouse doesn't even have to work the business, and that comes in for you. So that's why I say early on, it's great to have that as a strategy. Now, if you have a spouse that's like, no, that's extra income, or that's extra money coming out, and you're not seeing, maybe you're not seeing income yet, or they don't see the long-term growth in this yet. What I did is signed up with a challenge pack with a program that I wanted to try anyway. And then I had got the packets. So I was able to use them as samples to give out. And so I broke even. I charged $6 a packet to make sure to cover shipping, and broke even. And that's another business strategy. So they're like, I don't see it, I'm not going to do that. Say, look, I can get packets and I can sell them as samples to get the interest out there so people can try this. You can use them for 5-day clean eating groups and have, give 5 sample packets out so that they're having Shakeology daily and feeling the benefits as they're feeling better from going through your group and checking out your group. So there's lots of different things you can do. Maybe you want to do a giveaway, and so to keep him active for an emerald, you get the 3-day refresh to do as a giveaway, or you get the performance line, or whatever it is to keep them active. There's many different options. It doesn't just have to be Shakeology. But what that does, you guys, is even if you're just getting giveaway things on your spouse's account, that's double dipping for volume. So not only are you keeping active so that he can, cap out on team volume, but it's also giving you volume on your leg, which is also giving you, cycle bonuses cycled. So it's just, like I said, making those business decisions. So in the long term, it's helping you out, and it's helping you grow. So try to if you need more on that for your spouse to convince them and let them see, I can help you with that. But it's such a great way to just build income in such a cool way. And I love that. So second business center can go under your spouse. You can have your spouse be your first coach. And then all you have to do is get one more coach for emerald. You can build your spouse to emerald to get you to diamond to get you a star. I mean, it's just endless, the possibilities. And it's really just up to you and where your business is at. But that being said, I am really selfish with giving away coaches, because you never know who's going to be like the next Melanie Mitro, Allie, Nicolette, Roxy, whoever these star coaches are. You never know who it's going to be, and you don't want to give them away to your spouse or to your family member. So what I do is I'll use family members to get them to certain ranks, and then discount coaches and whatnot. But I'm really selfish with who I give away, because you never know who's going to be that rock star, and you want them to be in your actual business center. So just wanted to put that out there, another disclaimer. But see that vision, see what you can do with that, because I wanted to make sure you saw that. And with that, I want to open it up for questions, because I know I went through a lot pretty fast. I did that on purpose so that you could ask questions, but let me know and I'll reiterate some things. Let's see.